Boots is overrated.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Here we go. We're doing this again.
Damn it.
He's the fan I'm talking about.
How long ago was that when I said that? 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
Might have been after DeLore.
And he almost swung on you, and I was going to press charges. So
How you was going to press charges?
I don't know. It was damaging me. Okay, can't hit my boy that hard.
The same thing, bro.
Damn, we're going viral for this again.
The same thing.
Oh, man.
So I get the night where Abdullah goes down, and I'm getting text messages, this and that. I'm literally texting people off of the ledge. And then he gets in the ring, and I'm gonna just call this dude Chuck because I can't say his whole name. So
Chukhadzhian.
Chuk. I'm just calling him Chuk. But I'm getting people while the fight's happening. Oh, he can't do this. He can't do that. He can't beat this guy. He can't beat that. I'm like, what do y'all expect? This is second fight this year, right?
Yes.
Same guy?
Did he fight last year?
Yeah.
Once,
against
right?
Chukhadzhian in January.
But just once, right?
Maybe Roy Monvia too, right? Roy Monvia was
he
last
had-
year.
Yeah, that's when he did the move.
To the producer. July in
So he had
Atlantic
twice
City.
last year.
What about the dude before that? Did he fight somebody else? Oh, no.
He fought Castillo Clayton. That was like his only fight in 2020.
And that was the one where
Right.
he looked good.
He had 2 fights in 2023.
Karen and Roy Monvia, right?
So we went 1, 2, and then now this is his second fight
David
this year.
Aveneza?
Avanesian, yes.
Yeah, he had Avanesian then
This
then-
year.
and yeah. So one fight in 2022. One fight in 2022. But all of the training that he does. 2 fights in 2023 with all of the training that he does. And then this now being only his second fight in 2024 against a European Eastern European fighter that with a style that you never ever see doing, and this is a name that you never ever knew. I know this is a rematch, so he knew the name, but Philly don't know the name. The boxing world don't know the name, and I'm not trying to disrespect Chuk, but you expect him to get up and get ready and be that guy.
To do what his predecessor Terrence Crawford did in every single fight at welterweight, win by knockout.
It ain't happening.
Yeah.
It ain't happening. And on top of that, he need to move his big ass up to 154
I've been
pounds.
saying that. It's 147.
Yeah.
And don't be the dude Amir Khan trying to chase Floyd, chasing Crawford.
Yeah.
Let that go. Go out and do your thing. Set the stone.
I had people texting me, he get hit too much. Yeah, he get hit too much. He's fighting Chuk. He not fighting Boots. Or he not fighting Crawford.
You
He
think
not-
that
he not
Crawford
fighting-
fight his defense is tighter?
Yes.
I said the same thing after the fight. I said, unfortunately for him, those prime years of development, 23, 24, 25, 26, he was supposed to be being able, it's not his fault, the business F's over certain fighters. He was supposed to be fighting, if not the Keith Thurmans and the Yordenis Ugases, and maybe even the Shawn Porters. He was supposed to be fighting guys in the top 10.
So the fight ends, right? And I'm sitting there I'm just kind of going through little things that I might, for the podcast and things like that. And who comes to mind? Demetrius Andrade.
Yeah.
Another guy who's
Wasted
talent beyond your dreams.
Watch his tape at 54 and you'll be like, wow.
But it got dry because of inactivity and because of the business getting in the way. And the thing that y'all don't know, when the business get in the way, y'all just see us not on the screen. Y'all don't know what we going through. Y'all don't know how bad it hurts to want to fight and support our family and do what we love to do. And we don't have those opportunities because of, I gotta watch my language, because of paperwork.
How frustrating is it for you to be Boots, Sean? Just an example, you've been there before, to fight Chuck on my previous promotional company. Go to another one, got to fight him again. When you promised you was gonna get me better.
It's a good one.
This is what the fuck?
It's a good one.
You just explained it, Antt. You just explained it. It's
That's a good one.
impossible for him to come out and be lights out against somebody that he was having trouble with this other, and then I come over here and I'm supposed to be.
I remember you said terrible style matchups when he was over there.
And this is
now
the
I'm
only,
over here.
Yeah.
You give me this dude again,
And it's the only thing you can give me.
And now if he moves to 154, he almost needs to be back over there because they got the 154 locked.
Bro, I had people texting me telling me he wasn't ready for the elite. And I just had to laugh at these text messages. When I said that Boots was overrated, 2 years ago now, this might have been.
Might have been
yeah.
Might have been after Delorme, I can't remember.
Maybe even, let me tell you guys, I just want to again address that real quick. I wasn't saying that he was overrated. What I was saying was that you guys hold him in such high esteem and he hasn't gone through the
ringer.
Abdullah Mason experience of being a young fighter going through some heat, a young fighter going through a knockdown, anything. I'm not saying that he got to get knocked down, but he got, what's his record? He's got almost 30 fights, right?
33-0 now with 29 knockouts.
He's 33-0, and out of those 33 fights, he's probably had his way. We could say he even had his way in this one, even though there were some things that just wasn't really firing the way that it was supposed to be firing. But I don't think he's had the necessary learning experiences along the way in his 33 fights to be able to be sharp against this guy no matter who he is and no matter what's going on and all those sorts of things.
So do you think in fighting competition that he was several levels above, he fell into some bad habits, getting by on his talent and athleticism and not keeping things tight?
But not his fault.
No, I'm not saying
this is boxing's fault because boxing tells us that we got to build a fighter. Now everybody got to be built. Like, he didn't have to be built. You just give it to him and he gonna knock it down. But if you keep giving that to him, eventually that was bound to happen because this is the only thing what y'all expect.
If they don't let the blade sharpen, it'll dull.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it just happened to be a dull night for the young man.
Is it just me or he gained the world title and it did nothing? Gained him no more buzz than he had.
Unfortunately for him, the division is so much deader than it normally is. Normally there's always some glamour at welterweight and there's not really right now.
If he said he was gonna move up, I would say, move up. Gonna move up.
Let that belt go.
There's two things I would tell him: move it to 154 and fight 3, if not 4 times next year. You need to get on a Raymond Ford type of situation where you're staying hot and not wasting so much time training, not knowing when the next fight is coming. I can assure you guys that was a mentally draining fight for him because he's not able to perform at that level enough for on fight night for him to stay sharp in every aspect. And we'll get to Matt Mergerson's question in just a second.
And I remember I said in a text message, I was like, man, his trainer had a dad moment. And you're like, this trainer is his dad. I'm like, yeah, but he's just, what are you doing? Just go stop him.
Yeah. You said that's his dad training him.
Yeah, dad.
No. What did you say?
I said that was a dad. His dad was up and just giving him a dad moment or something. He wasn't being his trainer, something like that. But it was just go stop him. Yeah. I'm like, well, give him more.
Yeah, you gotta give him more.
What are you doing, Boots? Go stop him.
Gotta give him more.
I thought he should have gave him more at times. And, sometimes I worry pros and cons with your dad is, your dad can only take you so far. Sometimes you got to go a little, you need something else to go a little farther.
Yeah.
And I think his dad's a great trainer, but who knows how great he really is. Hopefully he can make it to the top and become pound for pound. But that when I see people say stuff like that, like I seen the one time I did see that, I never seen that with your dad, but I seen that with Danny Garcia and Angel, where there's moments he just literally yelling at him. And it's like, well, tell me something. Yeah. And I didn't like that moment I seen out of them.
Yeah. When I'm not gonna say who sent it to me, but they said you said this 2 years ago that Boots was overrated, and he said that statement aged well. And now I'm kind of feel like that's not what I meant when I said it back then. Mm-hmm. But this really don't show that he's overrated or has been overrated. If anything, this shows that he just got some things he need to work on, like everybody else in life. And against the elite, I've been there before. I would hope when I went to a tournament, I would always hope that I drew somebody from Wyoming the first day, somebody from Kansas or something like that I knew killers wasn't coming out of, because I knew that I was just going to be a little flat and dry the first night. That's just how I was at national tournaments. But you put me up against the Daniel Jacobs in the championship and all those kinds of things, and you got lights out performances. The same thing with this kid right here. It's not that he's overrated. He's not overrated. It's not that he's too good for his own good. He's not. You just got to up the competition, and then the best of him will come out. But the other thing too is I think he's a little overtrained. Coming down to 47, a little
tweeting
overtrained.
about just did 14 rounds in the gym with the steak knife emoji.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's a lot of sparring, man.
Yeah.
That's, that's awesome. He's a Philly fighter. They love to spar and spar and spar.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Little overtrained.
How about less rounds in the gym, more rounds?
Yeah.
In the
And then the biggest,
bright lights. But
biggest thing I worry about is moving to 154. Who's this?
Well, let's go back to the dad real quick. Let's go back to the
dad
dad real quick because I heard it too, and I think that there's an expectation coming from dad / coach Bozy, and the expectation is, I know how great you are, and we got to show them. And round after round, that's basically what he's saying. Okay. Get him out of there is basically saying, you great, what are you doing? You know, and sometimes it's hard for you to come away from who you know somebody can be and who they are because of what they're dealing with. And it's like he was dealing with somebody with a slightly unorthodox fighter who managed to find some sort of timing and things of that nature. And Boots was just a little off. And I really do think he's overtrained and he needs to move up to 154. But from the dad's perspective, if anything, because I know that they watch shows and stuff like that, if anything, he just need to understand that the crowd they listening to you and TV listening to you. If your instructions ain't what we perceive to be good instructions, everybody gonna criticize you. I'm gonna stand up for you and tell you, I know what you're saying. You're saying your son great, do what you gotta do. And every round when you say do what you gotta do, my dad used to say this to me. He said, do this so I don't have to say it on fight night. Mm-hmm. Do it now so I don't have to say it on fight night. On fight night, I shouldn't have to scream this and that directive to you. But for TV and for the fans at home, when you scream out those good instructions, we look at you and say, oh, yeah, that's good coaching. But sometimes it's already been handled in the gym.
Right.
Go be great, And so his son, he was just telling his son, be great. What are you doing?
Like Roger would tell Floyd.
Oh, yeah.
He needed to go. He needed to go a step.
He didn't tell him much either.
He needed to go a step further.
Can you do Floyd Mayweather like things?
Yeah.
He needed to go a step further on fight night and tell him to go to the body. I feel like that was the number one thing missing, was going to the body.
I just feel like, again, like I just mentioned Floyd. Floyd would say some guys are straight up and down, no special effects. He's trying to get to the special effects too quickly. It needs to be a little more straight up and down. And that's, it's funny because a lot of the adjustments I think he needs to make happened 20 minutes before he got in the ring by Bam.
Yeah.
You call it getting jazzy, right?
Yeah.
When a guy loosens up and now he's in a rhythm and now he can pull all the sauce out, all the things out of his arsenal. But I imagine before you get to that point, you have to establish the jab. You have to
be real structured.
Yeah. You gotta set the table, before you eat. And I think that's it. I think like the reason why I wouldn't sell my Boots Ennis stock, and I still expect him to do damage at 154 when all of a sudden his stock is lowered.
Yep.
He's got the shit that you can't teach. You can't teach heavy hands. You can't teach blazing hand speed. You can't. He's relying on his reflexes and athleticism too much, but you can't teach it, and he still got it.
Yeah.
And you could always, at 27, tighten it up a little bit. And I'd be very surprised if he tries to pull out the same type of defensive looks against Virgil Ortiz or Bakram Murtazaliev that he did against Karan Chukhadzhian. So, yeah, for all the hype people like me have put on him, calling him like, in terms of God-given gifts, as talented a fighter as there is in the game, we overrated him a little bit if that's the kind of performances he's going to be turning in. But his ceiling still remains so high that I think big things could still be in store for him. But this is a wake-up call. He's got to tighten things up and not get by on that talent. And like I analogized it to basketball. He's like a Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady level talent that was playing like J.R. Smith Saturday night. J.R. Smith, like Vince and T-Mac, super athletic, great handle, could shoot.
Yeah.
But when you're being inefficient and you're not playing or fighting with a high IQ, you're gonna be the guy with a great highlight reel, but not it won't translate to the production you're capable of.
Yeah.
So that's what I would kind of compare it to.
Also, one thing I didn't like, body language. His body language sucked.
He let the frustration set in, and
Like,
everybody
come on,
could
Boots.
see it.
Yeah, come on, Boots, pull it together. And I think everything added up is I didn't get to defend my title against another world champion. I'm fighting this guy in a rematch. Everything built up that night, and it was just like, why the fuck am I even in here with him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I beat this guy already.
Yeah.
I'm levels above him.
So let me explain this real quick, because you'll look at this in every sport. It's the same thing in every sport. When you have a game plan, that game plan, that means you have what? Structure. Mm-hmm. There's certain do's and don'ts depending on who you're going against. Football, basketball, you look at it, you name it. Any sports we talk about, there's do's and don'ts to the sport, you know? And the same thing goes with boxing. For this guy, he needed to establish his jab, and he needed to get to the body.
And he has a great jab, and he's a great body puncher, but neglected both.
He needed to go to the body, and he needed to get away from the athleticism and things like that. So
He was just trying to get the KO?
moving forward, maybe that too.
Kenny used to,
that's his fight at home too.
Kenny used to accost Shawn in the middle of sparring and go, I know you want to do your Showtime shit, but you need to do what I'm telling you got to do first.
Yeah.
Before you could do the Showtime.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So or like you said it, he skipped eating his vegetables and went straight to dessert. And it was like round after round, it was like, I'm trying to eat this dessert, and I gotta eat my vegetables. I gotta go to the body, get more basic, and just do what needs to be done. And I think that's been another thing that's hindered us against the Europeans as well. They're very structured and very sound, and we get we're a little wider with our punches, a little more jazzier, and the straight shot stuff gets there a little quicker. You know what I mean? That's how he ended up getting caught quite a few times on fight night, because the structure stuff sometimes is just cleaner when the other jazzy stuff is a little messier, for the sake of words.
They're not as creative or dynamic or even, let's say, talented.
Yeah.
But they keep everything tight.
Yeah.
They constantly feint and probe. They do the little stuff that can make the difference.
Dude took a knee, and when he took the knee, I was like, that's the smartest thing he could have did.
Yeah.
As a fighter, or on the other side of that ring, that was the smartest thing that this kid could have did. And saved himself from getting knocked out, but also got him rounds further where Boots, the frustration set in so much that he got even looser and started to his timing and things like that got off, and he started to really get punched and caught and things of that nature. I'm not too concerned with the defense. I know that you are. Are you concerned with the defense?
I'm stressed.
He doesn't show structured defense. You know what I mean? So I think that there's room for improvement.
Ceiling. He has a ceiling he could still get up there
Absolutely.
with.
I because I feel like at one point we said that he didn't have a ceiling, and I don't think that he does. I think that he is his ceiling. That's what I said before. He is his ceiling. But along the way, he's got to do some things to clean up some of the things that he's doing incorrectly.
I'm stressed about going straight into an Ortiz fight.
I'm not.
You're not?
I'm sorry, man. I believe in the kid. I know what I'm looking at, and I believe in the kid, especially at 154. Even more dangerous at 54. Stop doing 14 rounds every day.
I do like a welcome to 154 fight for him.
Yeah.
Brian Castano. You're gonna get tested. It's not gonna be easy. You gotta see what you need to work on.
You keep it tight, you can make it look like Keyshawn Davis, Gustavo Lemos.
Yeah. Yep.
Clean it up.
Yeah.
It'll be right.
How y'all like the Virgil Boots fight?
Great fight.
Love it.
Think Boots
Great fight. Unfortunately, they'd be fighting for kind of nothing, but who cares?
Yeah. Do you want it?
Yes.
When you say fighting for nothing, you mean like no
titles.
trinkets?
No trinkets.
What you got?
Where's it? You keep your WBC title in a trophy case, right? Yeah.
Quiet
yeah,
down,
yeah,
all right,
okay, all right. Yeah. It's featured pretty prominently. Yeah.
What you got? You got Boots smoking it? I got a draw.
I got Boots. Yeah. I don't want to say he don't smoke them, but this is what I know about Ortiz. Ortiz he telegraphs all of his punches. Mm-hmm. Punches with so much power with everything.
And speed.
It's too slow, huh?
I don't think he's fast.
I don't think it's too slow.
I'm worried about one of them telegraph shots catching him.
Yeah, well, I mean, Boots is the more versatile talent,
the
more creative, but it could be all these technical flaws he's been showing lately could be undone because Virgil keeps it tight up here. You can find openings around his high guard, but he does throw everything at one speed, but that speed is pretty fast and very hard. He throws heat nonstop. And he just got the education from the Boachuk fight, so he's gonna be even better than he was last time.
And he might have a better corner.
Yeah, he get dropped by Boachuk
twice.
Yeah,
but popped right back up.
Yeah.
And almost won both rounds.
Yeah.
Despite that.
See, those are the lessons that you just you need
to go through.
Ennis is missing out on.
Yeah.
So I feel like both guys fighting to their absolute maximum potential. Ennis is a little more talented and versatile than Ortiz.
It's like talent versus...
also talented, but a little more fundamentally sound in Virgil Ortiz.
Time to get out of here. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, I was told about it.
So we're not going to get to Jake Paul, Mike Tyson?
Oh, we got to. Real quick.
Sorry, Ryan.
Boots, keep working. You're great, big dog. Just continue to be great. Stop working so hard.
Hey, Smokes Ortiz, we forget all about this.
Y'all forget all about this. I ain't tripping on it.
You the one say, was he overrated or not? Why'd you say that? Now you gonna...
because I want to make sure everybody tuned in.
Oh, okay, now everybody got to watch.
I just want to make sure everybody tuned in.
That's all. He gonna press you. All he gonna see is overrated.
I know. Yeah. I knew that too. I ain't tripping on it.